Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to another live stream with Maria Wendt. For those of you that are watching one of my live streams for the very first time, I am a brand strategist and online marketer for entrepreneurs. So I basically help entrepreneurs get more visible, make more money, and stand out. And today I'm going to be talking about something that I'm a little bit nervous to talk about. So I am talking about a topic that I don't usually talk about, so I'm very nervous for this live stream. I generally don't talk about numbers. I've always made it a policy to not, just because I feel like it's overdone in the industry. So like I said, I typically hate talking about money. I'm not in a bad mindset way, but just in a sort of like, I desire to sell on my own strength, on my own talent, rather than having to preach numbers and sort of throw numbers in people's faces. And so I never really have talked about money or like what I make or anything in my business, just because I've always felt like people do it too much in the industry. And so this has always been sort of my silent protest of why I don't. So I'm nervous today because today I knew that I needed to talk about how much I make, and there's a specific reason for it. But yeah, so today I was thinking about this all day yesterday, and I knew that it was time to share a little bit about how I made so much money from Facebook and how you can too, and basically just sort of share I guess the numbers, the behind the scenes of what I do. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys exactly what I did to make the money that I did in Facebook. And just know that, I mean, you guys know me. Hopefully at this point, this is not to brag. This is not to show off. This is not to do anything but to inspire you and let you know what's possible, because it's definitely possible. I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they think that, you know, I can only make money online if I'm a coach, if I'm a business coach, if I'm a marketing coach, if I'm a money mindset coach, but that's not true. I'm technically a graphic designer. That's what I am. I mean, I can put the fancy names on it. I can really speak to the value that I do provide. But at the end of the day, a big chunk of what I do is graphic design. And that's being a service provider. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a website designer. That's being a service provider. It's not being a coach. Of course, I do offer, you know, brand strategy and brand marketing, and I am good at all of that. But I'm not primarily a coach. I am not primarily a business coach. I'm not primarily. So yeah, basically, I am not making this video to do anything but to inform you, to motivate you, and to inspire you. I probably am one of the least braggy people in the industry, so I try not to be braggy. I try to come across as very genuine, as very heart-centered, is very service-orientated. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Basically what I'm doing today is I'm sharing with you guys how I made the money that I did in my industry, and how you can too in your industry. And basically this doesn't matter, you know, whatever industry you're in, that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's all about, you know, taking certain steps to get those results. And I mean, there's the graphic design industry is so saturated. Every industry that I know is saturated. It's just all about, you know, following these steps and really, you know, implementing it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with the first thing that I did when I was getting started as an entrepreneur. Of course, I mean, like a lot of you guys know that I used to work on Upwork, and I was getting paid like $7.50 an hour on Upwork. Okay, so when I first got started, guys, I was working on Upwork, and I was getting paid like $7.50 an hour. I was designing flyers for, I don't know, like spa places and corporate companies, and was not work that lit me up. And eventually, I found my way to Facebook groups, and I realized that this was going to be a really good way for me to make a lot of money. So the first thing that I did was I had a very clear game plan. A lot of entrepreneurs, I noticed, they don't have a clear game plan. They, you know, they sort of follow each shiny object, and then nothing works because they're not being consistent in anything. So the first thing that I did that I feel is so important is for you guys to have a very clear game plan. So I knew exactly what I was going to do. I knew exactly, I went in, I was laser focused. I didn't change my industry 1,000 times. I didn't change my niche 1,000 times. I didn't change what I did 1,000 times. I just went in with a clear game plan, and I knew exactly what I was going to do, and everything was laser focused. And when I first got started with Facebook groups, I was laser focused on what I call level 3 and level 2 activities. And basically, there are basically 4 levels of activities. So the first level is level 0. Level 0 activities are things that provide absolutely no value to you in any way, shape, or form. So, you know, binge watching Netflix, or gossiping or talking badly about others. Those are level 0 activities because those have absolutely zero value to you in any way, shape, or form. So the first thing that you can do in your life right now is stop doing level 0 activities. Stop gossiping. Stop, randomly browsing on Facebook for hours. If you're on Instagram for hours and it's not providing value for you, stop doing that. That is the easiest change you can make in your life right now to start being more laser focused about your goals. So stop doing level 0 activities. So we talked about level 0 activities. Those are activities that provide literally no value to you whatsoever, and those are the things that you should stop doing right now. So if you're watching me live or if you're catching the replay, start thinking about what those level 0 activities are. Maybe you talk to your sisters too much, or maybe you have a biz bestie that you talk a lot, but it's not actually yielding productive work. So start thinking about what your level 0 activities are. And then we're going to talk about what level 1 activities are. Those are activities that have to get done. They're sort of like administrative tasks. They have to get done, but they don't really provide any short-term cash flow or long-term value. So answering emails, replying to comments, things like that, sending invoices, those things, they have to get done. They're administrative tasks, but what you want to start doing is delegating or outsourcing or minimizing the amount of level 1 activities that you're doing. So we may feel very productive when we're sending out a bunch of emails or we're replying to a bunch of comments or we're interacting in groups, but maybe that's not what we actually need to be doing in our businesses. So the second thing that you guys should start doing is identifying your level 1 activities and figure out what you can do to minimize them or to outsource them. So I have a couple team members that help me with my level 1 activities so that I'm not answering emails or just doing random stuff. We all have those little random tasks in our businesses that just take so much time that we should be putting towards level 2 and level 3 activities. And basically level 2 activities, those are the fun things in our business. Those are things like, those are basically the definition of a level 2 activity, as my mentor taught me, is level 2 activities are anything in your business that generates immediate cash flow. So having sales calls or discovery calls or, signing on a client or talking to someone that's interested and, sharing anything that's going to result in you making a sale and having immediate cash flow, that's a level 2 activity. And it's very interesting because most entrepreneurs aren't focused on 2 activities. They're busy in the level 0 and the level 1. But if you think about it logically, you need to be focusing on the things that are going to generate money in your business. Because when you have money coming in, A, that opens you up to a world of opportunities, and B, it encourages you and motivates you. It's very hard to keep going in your business when you haven't made a sale yet or when your sales are sporadic. So the third thing that you need to start focusing on doing is figuring out what in your business are level 2 activities. So activities that are going to generate cash flow for you. And then finally, level 3 activities. Those are the best things that you can do. Those are the long-term investments. So maybe you're not going to see something short-term, a short-term result, but it has long-term results. So, for example, like if you write blog posts, you aren't necessarily going to see a short-term result from that, but long-term, you're building up your site and you're generating traffic to your website and you're sort of building your audience. Another example of a long-term activity would be going to the gym and working out. That's investing in your health in the long term, and that you're not necessarily going to see money from that right away, but you're going to be investing in yourself in the long term. Any time spent with family, any time spent with the people you're in a relationship with, those are level 3 activities. That's what matters. I read this book and he talks about how true wealth isn't having money. True wealth isn't having material possessions. True wealth isn't having that glamorous lifestyle. True wealth are the 3 F's. And the first F is family, the second F is fitness, and the third F is freedom. And when you have those things, when you're surrounded by those things, that's when you truly feel wealthy. And I kind of live my life by that. I try to make those long-term investments in my relationship with my fiance, in my relationship with my siblings. It's really not about the money. And I really hope that is coming across in this live stream, because I don't believe that true wealth is in those materialistic things. I don't believe that, I really do believe that all comes down to, like that mentor said, those 3 F's, family, fitness, and freedom. So that's the first thing that I did. When I started in the Facebook groups and I wanted to make money with Facebook groups, I went in with a clear game plan and I was laser focused. I wasn't reading a bunch of posts. Because if you're on Facebook, we all know that can be so distracting. By the way, just a reminder, if you haven't yet shared the video, hit that share button to be entered to win a free spot to work with me. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the rest of point 1, and then we're going to move on to point 2. Yeah, so basically, it can be very distracting to work on Facebook. There's a ton of really cool things happening on Facebook, but you need to be laser focused. So go in with a clear game plan, know exactly what you need to be doing, and be focused on those level 2 and level 3 tasks. Okay, finally, or not finally, midway point. The second thing that I did to really make the income that I did with Facebook groups is I did scary things. I mastered discovery calls. So most people don't do discovery calls the right way, but I figured out how to master them. I learned what I needed to do to improve my game when it comes to discovery calls. I learned how to do Facebook Lives to the point where, guys, this is the first time I've been nervous to do a live stream in probably over a year. I'm not nervous typically to do live streams because I do it so much. I've mastered that scary thing. And Facebook groups can be scary. I totally, I remember I was scared this morning because I don't hate talking about money in a bad money mindset way, because I believe my money mindset is really good, but I hate talking about it because I never want anyone to walk away and feel like I'm materialistic or I'm centered, I don't care about money or any of that. I want people to interact with me and walk away with a very positive feeling. But this was a live stream that I wanted to talk about because I've really been seeing this perspective or maybe misguided view that you can only make money. So I learned how to do Facebook Live, and I overcame my fear of pitching. So in my business, as I started really making the money that I did, I overcame a lot of scary things that I was afraid of. I was afraid to pitch my services. I was afraid to hop on discovery calls. I was afraid to reach out to people. And I overcame those fears. I worked on it and I improved myself. And so I am not going to be the person that tells you it's easy to overcome your fears, or this is something that, like, I don't like to pretend that anything is easier than it is. I like to be honest. I like to be transparent. I like to be accurate. But there is a sense of pride and a sense of accomplishment that really comes from overcoming your fears. And that's the second thing that I did to really see the income level that I do have in my business. I overcame a lot of fears. I did a lot of scary things that, I almost like feel the flutter in my stomach just thinking about the things that I did. Because if you're serious about being a business owner, and especially as we step into 2018, there's going to be scary things that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to be rejected. I'm a graphic designer, so if anyone knows about the word of rejection, it's me. I pitch logos all the time to people. And they don't always like them, or we need to adjust them. I mean, designers, you have to have a thick skin. Just, hey, Edna, welcome. You have to have thick skin, and I've gradually gotten better at that. And so, yeah, the second thing that I really did, and I want to just encourage you guys all to do, is start figuring out what you're afraid of and just take one little baby step towards it. I'm someone that personally, I get really overwhelmed pretty easily. And so whenever there's something scary, I try to figure out what I can do to break it down into steps, and then I just do that first step. Because if I can overcome my fear and just do one tiny little baby step, that's going to sort of allow me to have some momentum to get to the next step, and then to get to the next step, and then to get to the next step. So that's the second thing that I just wanted to share with you guys, is start identifying what your scary things are, the things that you're afraid of, and figure out what that little tiny manageable baby step is, and that's going to give you some momentum. So finally, the third thing that I did to really get me to the level that I'm at is I invested in mentors. And I did that for a couple different reasons. I think a lot of people, they do have fear of investing in mentors, and it can be scary. But I think I always understood how important it was to almost fast track my success. I always invested in mentors because I knew that was going to help me fast track my success, because I never doubted my ability to get there on my own. I know that I could have figured this all out by myself, but I wasn't interested in waiting 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to get to where I'm at right now. I didn't want to wait that long. And I knew that if I invested in a mentor, that was really going to fast track my own success. It saved me a lot of time, and also saved me a lot of mistakes. I avoided a lot of mistakes, and I was really able to launch my business on such a good foot because I was able to launch and sort of feel like I knew what I was doing before I actually did. And that is one of the really big benefits of investing in mentors. I've really invested in a lot of mentors over the years, and it really enabled me to act confidently. So I would be able to, I sort of felt like I knew what I was doing. I had a better sense of what was going on with Facebook groups, because if you've been in Facebook groups for any bit of time, you really know, you really know how small it is. It feels really big, but if you've been in it for any number of time, you kind of know, okay, it's sort of like everyone knows everyone. And so because of that, I was really able to just launch my business, and everyone kind of watches everyone else launching their business, but I was able to do that very confidently. I was able to do that with a lot of integrity and with a lot of professionalism that maybe I wouldn't have had if I was sort of figuring it out as I went. So just to recap for everyone that's hopping on now, basically I went in with a clear game plan. I was laser focused. I focused on the activities that were going to actually generate income in my business. Second thing that I did was I really did a lot of scary things. So I overcame a lot in my business. I pushed myself. I was brave. And then the third thing that I did was I invested in mentors. I put a lot into my own self-education, and that really, I think, has made a big difference. I never talk about money like with family or anything, just because I try to be, I consider myself a classy person. I consider myself a lady, and so, but I also wanted to just let you guys know that you don't have to be a coach. You don't have to be, telling people how to run businesses in order to be successful here in the Facebook group. So if you need, encouragement, if you need a motivation, that's what this video is for. I am super shy when it comes to that topic. The money mindset experts will let me know if that's for right or for wrong, but this video is not meant to brag at all. One thing that I did want to share with you guys, for those of you that are still joining me live, I have been booked. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys is that I've been booked with clients since July of 2016. So since July of 2016, I've had clients lining up to work with me. And the security that comes from that has been just a huge blessing. I've never had to worry where my next client is coming from. I'm a big believer in attraction-based marketing. And what that basically means is that I believe the client should come to you. You shouldn't have to pull teeth to make sales. You shouldn't have to do anything that doesn't feel good to you to make sales. And so what I'm doing, what I'm offering is, if you're ready for a kick-ass 2018, I have a mini course for you. So for those of you that don't know, the main thing that I sell one package, and it's like a branding and marketing package. And the cost of that is $7,500 starting in January. Technically, it's not that much right now. But a lot of people that follow me, there's no way that they're ready to make that level of investment. And so what I'm doing is I'm actually offering a mini course for people that are ready for 2018 to be their year. So if you have big goals for 2018, if you are ready to kick some serious ass in 2018, I'm launching a little mini program. It's gonna help you focus on a couple things that you really need to do to take your business to the next level in 2018. So I talk about how to get visible, because a lot of people really struggle to be seen in a saturated industry. So if if you feel like you make posts on Facebook or you're interacting in groups and no one pays attention to you, I'm going to share with you guys how to fix that. I'm going to share with you guys how to go live the right way. And then so that's week one. Week one is all about visibility. And then in week two, we're talking about sales. So you finally need to master sales the right way and discovery calls the right way, where, like I said, you're not pulling teeth to make sales. You're not having to do anything that feels icky or gross. And you just get to enjoy the process of running a business and being successful and having it be easy, in the sense where it's in alignment with what you want it to be in alignment with. And so then that's week two. Week two is all about sales. Week three is all about money mindset. So a lot of times we get in our own way and we self-sabotage and we don't know what we need to be doing, and we have money blocks, so we feel like we're not worthy of it, or we're not, I've been able to work my money mindset to where I'm selling the same branding and marketing package that I used to sell for $750. I'm now charging about $7,500. So and that's a reflection of my mindset. That's a reflection of the work that I've done, and can help you guys do, so that you can start charging the prices that you need to be charging in your business. So week three is all about money mindset. And then finally, week four is all about implementation and consistency. Most people buy courses and they don't follow through. They don't implement the action. They don't stick with it. And so we're putting a whole week towards, figuring out what your level 3 and your level 2 activities are. So if you watch the beginning of this live stream, I talk about the most important activities that you need to be doing in your business to start really seeing that money coming in and to be making those long-term investments. So week 3 is all about the activities that you're doing, sort of the nitty-gritty practicalness, so that when 2018 hits, you know exactly what you need to be doing. You have a clear game plan, you're laser focused, and you're operating your business with confidence. So this course is actually super affordable. It's running for 4 weeks. So we're starting the first Monday of December, and we're kind of going from there. There's going to be live streams and Q&As and workbooks for you guys. The goal is really for you to start 2018 feeling like it's your year and you know exactly what you need to be doing to be book solid, just like I am. And so I've sort of been managing a couple clients very privately, other graphic designers, and they also have been able to get book solid. Okay, it looks like all of the questions and comments have been answered. So I'm gonna let you guys go, but have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow.